Welcome everybody to Zenith Online Racing Tier 2 Round 9 from Hungary. One of the European circuits on the track that is one of the more challenging ones. And it looks like already we have rain here from the Hungary ring. We could see from Monday, rain makes this track from a challenging one to an even more challenging one. It's going to be a very difficult race tonight. We'll have to see what the forecast is for the race. Qualifying, looking a bit damp out there right now. Get everything set up for tonight's race. Should see a few cars coming out shortly. That looks like a McLaren, which is going to be Soy Loco, who will be the first driver out on track tonight. Looks like the intermediate tires going on, which is important. Does not seem to be as wet as it needs to be for the full wet tires. Be interesting to see if the weather changes at all towards the end of the session. Perhaps a dry line starting to form. The times should improve. Don't think we'll see any slick running by the time we get to the end. But according to Monkey Mafia, it seems we will have a dry race tonight. That also means everybody will have free choice of tires to start the Grand Prix. Should see a lot of mediums being selected. But for now, it's time for qualifying. Soy Loco in McLaren, having a decent season so far. Shown some good pace. It's going to be the first driver to set a time. Hungary, one of the most technical circuits on the calendar. Very difficult to get every section of this track right. It's going to be a challenge from start to finish. We're going to go along board with Soy Loco as he heads through the final couple of corners of the lap now. We'll go around for a lap of the Hungary ring in the wet weather conditions. Right away, not opening the DRS because of the rain. Down the longest straight on the track and the best overtaking opportunity into the tight turn one, braking just about the 100 meters. I'm going to take that apex as tightly as possible. Careful not to lose the back end. See Soy Loco having a bit of a trouble with it there, but he keeps it clean. Down towards the second heaviest braking zone at turn 2. Very easy to spin off that inside curve, but he keeps it clean. Turn 3, which is usually flat out in the dry. Might not be in the wet, but still fun, easy corner. Up to turn 4, very difficult to get right. Might see track limits become a factor there. Here's turn 5, another difficult corner with an auto spin curve. And up to the first of 3 straight chicanes. Turns 6 and 7. And the middle sector is very tricky to get right. Every corner has got to be perfect as they all flow into each other. Another corner with a difficult curve and tough track limits on exit. So Loco hits it very well. This looks like a very tidy lap for the McLaren driver. In towards the final sector. These corners, while they seem simple, they're very easy to put a foot wrong. Looks like he's done well. This has been a very good lap for Soy Loco. Let's see where that will put him on the timing sheets. He's around the final corner now. And up to the line, it's going to be a 29.8. So that is a solid opening lap for the McLaren driver. RC is going to be next in the Ferrari. Had some bad luck this season, but looking to put it together tonight. Up to the line at 28.6. So that's a good time right there. That's Asylum going top of the boards, 3/10 clear. And then Sam is going to be next in the Aston Martin. That's a 30.6. So solid opening lap, but still some time to find. Here's Babon in the other Aston Martin across the line. That is a 28.5, putting him in second place. Nico is going to be next in the Haas. Everybody finishing up their opening laps of the session. That is a 30.8, good enough for 6th place. Monkey Mafia is about to start a lap. Ray in the other Williams is going to be next. And that's 5th place. Adri Luckdock just behind, goes top of the board at 27.4, so a very good time right there. Zag next to start a lap, and Hightower, who goes 5th, just ahead of his McLaren teammate. So the first round of hot laps is complete. Soy Loco will be coming in to finish his lap. Then we've got Looks like Rockstar on an outlap as well. And then the rest of the field behind them probably coming back into the pit. So we'll go along with Rockstar as he gets set to start a lap. It's definitely possible to run 2 flying laps in the wet. Take a look and see if that's what Zoiloka has done. I think he is. And he moves up to 3rd place. So that is a good improvement on that opening lap. Rockstar out of the final corner. He will be starting a lap. Let's jump on with RC. It looks like he's finishing another lap. He does go 2nd, so it's a Ferrari front row. And he improves into the 27s, but not by enough. So it looks like everybody electing to do 2 flying laps in a row. There goes Sam up into 7th place. That's definitely a technique in this wet weather, trying to get a feel for the tires and get them to rubber in before pushing for that hardest lap. There's Nico, a 27-2, putting him in 1st place. Monkey Mafia, he's finishing. This is just his 1st lap. That's 8th place for him. Ray is a 2.5 up through the first couple sectors, and he goes 6th, though. Everybody finding massive improvements already. Here's Adri. I don't think he was pushing on that lap as he does not improve. Zyg up to 9th place. So another flurry. Look, we have some very tight timings here from 5th down to about 8th and 9th. Just a couple of tenths. And we do see it is just a wet qualifying, but that's always fun to watch. It is, I agree. It definitely makes things challenging. Completely changes the perspective of the race as well. Here's Soy Loco. Looks like he's going on around for yet another lap. Perhaps burning off the fuel as well. That's going to pick up just a little bit more time. Looks like he's only setting himself up there. Rockstar is next. He's still yet to set a time. That goes 4th fastest. RC takes the pole position just ahead of Nico. Finding himself at the top of the charts. Here's Sam around the final corner. Let's see if he can improve from his 12th place grid standing. Does not look like it, but he may be setting up for another run. Here's Nico, and he is going back into the pits. We've got the Williams of Monkey Mafia at the final corner, rocking a pink helmet for tonight. Up to line, he jumps up 6th, so that's a good solid run for the Williams. Adri is well off his time. And we've got Zag, who's invalidated. Hightower is going to be next in the other McLaren. Runs a little bit wide through the final corner, but that's going to give him a good exit down the pit straight. And he's well off his time, so perhaps just setting up for another lap. Here's Ray. He's also well off his time. So everybody getting some good mileage out of this opening set of intermediates. There's Soy Loco putting in a purple middle sector. So perhaps the track is improving as we're seeing these times drop considerably as the session wears on. But let's see what kind of times Soy Loco can put in here. 6/10 improvement should see him about 4th or 5th on the grid. Out of the final corner. And it is 5th place for the McLaren driver. That is a good lap right there. RC is invalidated as well, but he could be set to go again. There's Rockstar, and he is heading into the pits. Another lap just is not looking too good at the start of the session, but still a long way to go. The track is definitely going to evolve a little bit as we see Monkey Mafia going 6th fastest. Here's Adri. Looks like he's on pace for a pole lap at the moment, and that is provisional pole for Adri. Into the 26s. Zag jumps all the way up to 4th, so that is a very good improvement there. Sees him gain several positions. Ray is invalidated. So lots to unpack right there, but as it stands, we have a Ferrari front row. I think Babon is on a current lap, but he has invalidated, unfortunately. So Mopower Cowboy, still one of 2 drivers yet to set a time. Grim, the other one, we see him out on track at the moment as well. But here's Cowboy through this middle sector. Does not seem to be lightening up a little bit, so perhaps just the track rubbering up a little bit is what's contributing to these quicker times. But here's Cowboy into sector 3. Through the final couple of corners. Keeps everything clean. Looks like a very tidy lap. And out of the final corner, let's see where he slots on the grid. That puts him 9th fastest, so that is a very solid time to start. Nico will be starting a new lap on a fresh set of tires in the Haas. We've got Asylum coming around to start as well. So everyone at all different points of their session. Grim Reefer, actually that is Zygoose across the line, but he's well off his time, so perhaps just preparing for another run. We'll keep an eye on his pace for the moment. Right along with Nico, who is pushing on this lap. Currently sitting 3rd place. A couple tenths off of Adri, just barely behind RC. Another purple sector, runs a little bit deep through there, but keeps it clean. We'll have to see how much time he will lose through this middle sector, if any. You can see the wheel spin as he goes through the low traction zone at the entrance to turn 6. Nearly runs wide, but manages to keep everything on track. Uses up all the curb on both ends of the track. It's a fresh set of intermediates as well, so it might only be marginal, but that will help out a little bit. You see him 1/10 up through the first 2 sectors. Still a lot of time to find in the 3rd as well. We're tracking Asylum just behind as well on a fresh set of intermediates. Through the final corner now. I think that's Rockstar up into 5th place. And Nico does jump RC into 2nd. Asylum has invalidated, so that is not going to be a good lap for him. Grim Reaper is back into the pits, so he's having some struggles in this session. I think Rockstar is, I believe, starting a lap as well. He is 5th on the grid, but things are very tight in the midfield, and with how fast these times are dropping, I don't think that position is going to be safe. Still quite a bit of time left in this session as well. You can see through the first 2 sectors, nearly 3/4 of a second down. This could be a provisional pole lap. Let's see if he can keep it clean through the final 2 corners. Adri is the only driver into the 26s so far, but I imagine we'll see Rockstar join him. A little bit of a swirl through the final couple of corners, but up to the line. It's been a very tidy lap for the number 88. And he does go pole by just about 2/10 ahead of Adri. That is Ray just starting a lap, as is one of the McLarens and an Aston Martin as well. So everybody getting out with just a few minutes left, trying to put their final runs in. Here comes Cowboy out of the final corner. Let's see if he can improve on 6th place at all. And he does. He goes up to 3rd place. So now the Alpha Tower is looking very strong. There's RC just behind starting the lap. And then the McLaren of Hightower as well. There's Asylum, had another invalidated lap, but he should have plenty of time to go again. Everybody getting set for what should be their penultimate or final qualifying runs. Sector. So the Aston Martin's not having the best session so far, but we know they have pace. They've had success so far this season. You see Babon 6/10 of a second up through the first 2 sectors. And that's a purple sector too. Even improvement of just 1 or 2 tenths will get him up a couple positions on the grid, which is going to be oh so important here in Hungary. Quite difficult to overtake. But we see Babon out of the final corner. We've got the Ferrari of RC just behind, and he does go up to 10th, so that's a good banker lap. RC has invalidated. Cowboy's finishing out another lap, but that's well off the pace, so he's going to have to go again. Hightower is finishing a lap. He should be a marginal improvement, and it does go up to 11th place. That's Asylum jumping up to 5th. So Loco is well off the pace. He's going to have to go again. Here's Sam, 13th on the grid right now, and the Delta is not looking good here. He's going to head back into the pits. Look to get another run. Zygon an outlap through the final couple of corners now. We've got Adri. Can he regain pole position? He's just about even with Rockstar through the first 2 sectors. These two look to be the ones to watch for. Let's see what kind of time it will be, and it's a 26.3, so that is definitely pulled by a considerable margin. Grim Reefer, the only driver yet to set a time, will come up to the line now. Let's see where he can land himself. 29.6, so he does not manage to get off the back of the grid, but still some time to go. Here come both Williams through the final corners. RC's out of the session. Won't affect him too much, but he will be wishing he had another chance or two to improve. Here's Ray up to the line. And he does not improve. Monkey Mafia jumping up to 7th, so that's a good time right there. Here's Nico to start a lap. He's shown some pace already today. Babon finishing another lap as well. He jumps up another position tonight, so marginally creeping up the grid. Well, Power Cowboys invalidated. He's going for another lap. And now Adri is out of the session. So is that both Ferraris crashing out already? Asylum jumps to 3rd. Just ahead of Mo Power Cowboy. We see the times dropping rapidly at the moment. So Loco, don't think he managed to improve it. His teammate Hightower as well at the pace, just getting set for another run. Zach up to 8th. He's having a solid session so far. He's going to want to try to improve it a little bit more. And he's well off the pace, so he will stay 8th for the moment. There's still time for one more lap. Here's Grim Reaper, almost a second up. He's got a chance to make some considerable gains up the leaderboard. We know he has the pace to contend. And he does jump up to 11th, so a very solid improvement there. Ray is next up. He's over half a second down. Should see him possibly up into the top 10. His Williams teammate Monkey Mafia is up in 7th, so looking to make it up there. Let's see, only 11th fastest. Monkey Mafia is well off the pace. Looks like he's going to have just about enough time to go again. Babon off the pace as well, so these drivers seem to be alternating between fast laps and cooling laps. Rockstar, I think he's going to be one of the last drivers to get out, as well as Sam. Sam currently sitting 14th. I think he's just about going to get his time in. Soy Loco behind. He's ever so slightly improving, but it's not going to be enough to move him out of 10th. Here's just how he's just heading back into the pits. So we've got qualifying starting to wrap up here. Here's Zag once again. He's only a 10th off Monkey Mafia ahead. And up to line he does improve, but it's not going to be enough. It could help him later. Hightower's invalidated. He's missing his front wing as well, so that's going to be the end of his session. There's Grim Reaper. We saw him improve to 12th with his last lap, but he's just going to be pulling into the pits, abandoning that lap. Here's Nico. We saw him hold provisional pole for a brief moment at the beginning of the session. Almost half a second up. This could be an improvement. Could we see the Haas onto the front row of the grid? He's just got a couple more corners to go. Of course, it's going to be important to set your time at the absolute last second. We've seen how quickly those times can improve. But here's Nico up to the line. And it is 3rd fastest, so that is a good improvement there. Monkey Mafia is not going to finish out that lap. That's Babon who's up to the line now. He does not improve. We've got Rockstar off track, so he's not pushing at the moment. Sam, I think, is going to be one of the last drivers here. He's only 2/10 off a Hightower ahead. Let's see if he can make up that gap. Oh, and he's gone into the wall. And that is going to be Sam's session over. Not sure if he was on for an improvement or not, but that's going to be disappointing. So Loco, he is invalidated. So that is going to be it for the session. That is going to leave Adri on pole for tonight's race. Rockstar will be alongside. Very entertaining qualifying session, and we still have the main event to follow. I agree. We've seen quite a mix-up here with the rain, as it always is. And the race should only provide some more entertainment. We'll have to see how these guys can get their overtakes done. It's going to be a challenge, but the DRS will be crucial. We'll see if anybody can make any moves in any unorthodox areas. But that is it for qualifying here from Hungary. We'll take one more look through the final grid. It will be Adri on pole with Rockstar alongside. Nico and Asylum making up row 2. The third row is Cowboy and RC. Monkey Mafia is 7th, just ahead of Zag in 8th. Babon is 9th in the lead, Aston Martin. Soy Loco rounding out the top 10. Then towards the back of the grid we have Ray, Grim Reaper, Hightower, and Sam. So it should be entertaining. We know every one of these guys has the pace to contend for the race win. Strategy all up in the air. We could see drivers starting on all 3 tires from everywhere on the grid, which is going to make things interesting. We're going to take a couple of minutes and we'll be back for the drop of the green flag here from Hungary. And we're back here for the Hungarian Grand Prix. Looks to be full sunny skies, as was predicted for tonight's race. So no threat of weather, but still no lack of challenges for these drivers tonight in Tier 2. Hungary, a very challenging circuit to drive, especially with the added difficulty of overtaking. I think it's going to be a very dramatic race tonight. Lots of strategy as well to be in play tonight. Wouldn't be surprised if we don't see. I would be surprised if we don't see Bernd Mailander out a couple times as well, which is also going to throw a wrench into things. Do give up that precious track position here at Hungary for the set of faster tires, especially once we get towards the business end of this race. It's going to be something these guys will have to make a lot of difficult decisions on. And looks like we're about to get set here from Hungary. I expect we'll see just about everybody on the medium tires. Maybe a couple runners looking for the hards. I wouldn't be surprised as well to see a handful of guys trying out the softs, especially with the possibility of a safety car and how important track position is going to be. That's one thing we'll have to look forward to here as we get the formation lap just about underway. It's going to be Andrew Lockdock on pole in the Ferrari. And let's take a look at everything for this race. Looks like we do have a majority of medium compound tires on the front 3. Andrew, Rockstar, and Nico all electing for the medium tires. We've got Asylum in 4th on the softs. He's going to be interesting off the start. We'll have to see how much time he can make up before those softs start to wear out. Then we've got Cowboy and RC just behind on the mediums. Interesting to see both choosing the same strategy as their teammates, which could lead for some interesting drama as we get towards the end of the race. Ricky Mafia in 7th on the soft tires. We saw him complete a soft to medium here in last season in the Tier 2 race, so we know he has the opportunity to make a strategy advantage. And you've got Zag, Babon, Soy Loco all on mediums to round out the top 10, followed by Ray on the mediums as well. Grim Reaper and Hightower looking to make some noise from the rear of the grid on the softs, and Sam starting in 14th, electing to go with the mediums. Nobody electing the hards. A bit interesting, but also not totally a surprising decision. If we get an early safety car, I wouldn't be surprised if we see every single one of the soft runners in. But a lot of questions left to be answered. Can Andrew maintain his lead in the championship standings? Can RC make it through this race well? As well as quite a few of the other drivers through the grid. They're around the final corner now, pulling up to the grid slots. It's going to be 35 laps at the very challenging Hungaroring. We've got Sam in the Aston Martin, as well as I think that is Grim Reaper pulling up to the slot. This is the most nerve-wracking part of the race for any driver, the anticipation on the grid. Trying to get a good view of the lights. We've got 3, 4, and 5 lights. Looks like Rockstar's ghosted us. We're off the line, but we're back underway here from Hungary. Looks to be a good start from Adri. Let's see if he can get away well. It looks like he's cleared everyone through turn 1. Here comes Asylum to the outside on the soft, so they have a great advantage. That looks like Zai going up the inside of the Ferrari RC there. 4 wide into turn 1. Grim Reaper making up places as well. That is Babon, who's gone off track. Side by side with the Williams. That is Ray just about keeping it okay. Not a good start for the McLarens. They've both dropped to the back of the grid. So that is Asylum up into the lead, past Adri already, making the most of those soft tires. And that is exactly what he would have wanted. Adri is forced to drop to second, Rockstar in third. Nico just behind as well. Everybody's starting to settle in as they made it through the first sector. So Monkey Mafia in sixth, he's the next runner on the softs. We saw how much Asylum got away at the start. We're going to have to see Monkey gain up as well. So Logo is back up to 11th after what was not the best start. Just on the back of Ray. These guys on the same strategy, so going to be a fair, even fight. But we've got Asylum already a second clear at the top of the grid. Just showing the pace that he's got in those soft compound tires. Monkey Mafia is going to want to get through as well. He's not going to, for his strategy to work, he's not going to be able to sit behind these medium runners for the entirety of their stint. Rockstar all over the back of Adri as we come to the end of the first lap. Adri already with the red light flashing. Rockstar's going to get a huge run down the pit straight, looking to the inside. Not always the best line into turn 1, but he might be able to make it work, and he does. So Adri already dropping 2 positions off the start, and he might lose a third here as well. Adri defends the inside very well and is able to keep Nico behind. We've got Ray, he was right on the back of Grim Reaper, but he was forced to back out. Everybody on the grid within 1 second of each other, so Loco running a bit deep. Not able to capitalize on the slight bobble from Ray through turn 3. Runs a little bit wide through there, but keeps it okay. Asylum is stretching his legs at the front of the field. Already broken DRS range before it's even been enabled. And that is crucial because we know how powerful the DRS trains can be around a circuit like this. And you can see everybody within 1 second of each other. From Rockstar all the way down to Hightower in 14th. Sam has made up 2 positions. And just as I say that, he's lost out on to both Babon and Hightower. Babon and Hightower are getting very close to each other through turn, I believe that's turn 12. Now the Aston Martins have dropped to the back of the grid. That is Rockstar now setting the fastest lap of the race, and he's almost broken back within that 1 second gap to Asylum. As we see, DRS has now been enabled, so we'll see the full effects of the DRS train. And Rockstar showing pace on the mediums. He's already closed the gap to just about 8 tenths. Some of the gaps starting to widen out a little bit, and when I say widen out, I mean go from 1/10 to 4/10. This is some intense racing here. So Nico is closing up to the back of Adri as well. This is for 3rd place. Both on the medium tire strategy as well, and Adri has dropped out of the DRS range of Rockstar, which is going to be crucial as the top 2 look to pull away. Monkey Mafia still sitting in 6th place, which is not going to be what he wanted to see on the soft tires. He's going to want to capitalize on Cowboy just ahead as quickly as possible. We've got Zide keeping pace with him as well. That's a McLaren who's ran very deep through there. Managed to keep it okay. Rockstar, as we come towards the pit straight, is within that 1 second, and he's got the 1 second gap behind him to Adri just about. So this is exactly what he would have wanted. He's dropped out of the 1 second now, but he still was close enough for the DRS. Adri, the only one of the top 6 without it, but he's got enough of a gap to Nico to hold that off for the time being. RC looking up to the inside of Zag. Is he going to go to the inside? It looks like he will try to make it work. That's Grim Reaper behind as well. Just not quite enough straight. And he's going to look back to the inside of turn 2. Side by side, a little bit of contact. A little bit of touching through there. And RC is forced to back out. He just about ran out of straight there. He had quite a speed advantage, and Grim Reaper was in a catbird seat for all of that. But was not able to capitalize. Back up to the battle for third. That's Nico, broken within 4/10 of Adri ahead. And these guys, they've closed back up to Rockstar, who has dropped off quite a bit from Asylum ahead. So everybody bobbing up and down in terms of the intervals now. The battle for second is starting to heat up. Let's see if Rockstar can close the interval time to Asylum. I don't think he will be able to. Nico all over the back of Adri. Who's going to get the best run out of the final corner? And will it be enough to make a move? Asylum is heading the fastest lap of the race, which is absolutely crucial. Adri getting a huge run, but again, just not going to be close enough. RC on the back of Zag again into turn 1. Can he make it stick this time? He's forced to give him the space, and Zag's to be able to fight it back. RC's got the DRS, but I don't think he got a good enough run to challenge into turn 2. He's going to try to go the long way around, and he's going to run himself out of room. Can Grim Reaper capitalize maybe into turn 4? I think he's going to be just a little too far back. So Loco is right on the back of Ray as well. This is for the final points paying position. So Loco's been running 11th for a while now. As Cowboy has stuck past just Nico at the exit of turn 5, so perhaps a mistake. There's one of these corners where it's very easy to make a little bobble, and I think Cowboy has capitalized on that. We've got Grim Reaper hunting down RC as well, and these guys have dropped off Zyg just a little bit. Grim's not going to want to sit behind for very long. He's just tracking RC for the moment. Back up to the battle for third. Now Cowboy is just on the back of Adri. Let's see if he has anything to challenge to the podium. Adri's got the DRS against Rockstar though. Again, just not quite close enough into turn 1. It's not the longest straight here at Hungary. So Loco to the inside of Ray. Is he going to commit to it? He's going to. And there's a little bit of contact. But Loco is up into 10th. So he had to be confident on the brakes there, and he was. That's how you have to be. Runs a little bit deep at turn 2, and there's a little bit more contact. Hightower waiting in the wings, but I don't think he's going to have quite enough. And Nico's out of the race. What has happened there? That is at the exit of turn 4, and we have a safety car. That is one of the corners where it can definitely catch you out. And the Aston Martins have come together at the back of the grid, both picking up 5-second penalties. But this has changed everything. This has been a gift for the soft runners. Well, I don't know if I'd call it a gift. It's a blessing and a curse. We've got a free opportunity to pit stop, but it is going to place them all the way behind all these medium runners. I don't expect to see any of the medium runners in. Yes, we do see Asylum, and he's going to lose an awful lot of track position, but he's going to be able to get his pit stop out of the way. We see Rockstar staying out, Adri coming in, which is a bit of a surprise. Monkey Mafia is in as we expected. Let's see if any RC does come in. So both Ferraris in under the safety car. That's Grim Reaper in as well off the softs as we expected. Let's see if anybody elects for the hards. I imagine we'll see a few of the medium runners choose that, and that is what Adri has done here. So this isn't going to work out too poorly for Asylum. He is going to come back out in 6th. He's gone for the medium strategy, which is interesting. It's going to be an awful long stretch to take these tires 27 laps to the end. And I'm assuming it was the inside curve at turn 4 that just spun him around. I've had that happen to me plenty of times. Especially with the way his car was positioned on the outside part of the track just before turn 5. I think it had to have gone through turn 4. Could have also been a loss of traction at the exit. But I'm guessing it was that inside curve, maybe just being a little bit too aggressive early on in the race. But now that we've got a safety car, let's take a quick rundown of the field for the moment. We've got both AlphaTauris out front. Rockstar and Cowboy both staying out on the mediums, as did the top 5. Zag is up to 3rd. Soiloko and Babon behind. Asylum is the first of the runners who came in. He's taking the medium tire, so as of quite a few people. So it'll be interesting to see if they try to stretch that all the way to the end. Adri's in 7th. He's taking the hards. He will definitely be taking that set all the way to the end. Monkey Mafia and Grim Reaper 8th and 9th. Both coming in off the softs and not losing too much on track position. We see both Ferraris going to the hards, which is a bit interesting. RC was forced to double stack. May have lost a couple places there as a result. But still finds himself in a decent spot. And you've got Hightower in 11th on the mediums. Ray in 12th on the softs. And Sam in 13th onto the hards. He was able to serve that 5-second penalty that he picked up during the pit cycle. So he's cleared his name and now gets a reset of the grid. So that just leaves Babon with the 5-second penalty for the collision. He's going to have to serve that when he makes his first pit stop. But now the strategy of the race shifts. We're still tracking Asylum, but now he's got some traffic to work through. And if these medium runners, even if they're going to the hards, we've still got at least 8 to 10 laps before we see them into the pits. So Asylum's going to have to make some moves if he wants to fend off Adri and Monkey Mafia behind. I was a little bit surprised we didn't see more people in the mediums stay out under the safety car. Especially given the importance of track position around a circuit like this. But we'll have to see. I imagine we see the AlphaTauris pull away as much as possible. I think we may see the safety car in this lap as well. And it will be. So we've got Rockstar just ahead of his teammate Cowboy, who will be leading the field back to the line. Then you've got Zag just behind in 3rd, and then Soiloko and Babon trying to fend off the runners with fresh tires. We'll have to see how well they can do that. Up to the final corner. This Rockstar still warming the tires. And he's gone. He's gotten a decent jump. We're tracking Zag and Soiloko. They're all very close to each other. Down the pit straight in towards turn 1. Let's see if Soiloko can make a move to the inside. He's going to look to it. I think he's just about going to have to back out. Babon looking around the outside. This is not what Asylum would he wants to see. This is going to make things more difficult for him to get through. Babon not quite close enough. Ray and Hightower going side by side into turn 2. Both on fresh tires, but Ray is on the softs. Did not catch that. Ray going under the softs, so committing to a 2-stop. Back up to Asylum. Still sitting in 6th. Was not quite close enough to capitalize on the restart, but he's just got to be patient here. No need to throw the whole strategy into the bin on one aggressive move. But he's just tracking in 6th at the moment. Looking at Rockstar, he's managed to open up nearly a full second on Cowboy behind. But this is the closest battle on track. Babon is right behind Soiloko, and Soiloko is going to want to stay within the DRS of Zag, which will allow him to fend off Babon, which will allow Babon then in turn to keep the quicker car of Asylum on the faster tires behind. Asylum is right there. He's taking the alternate line through the final corner to try to set up the move into turn 1. He's going to be close, but I don't think he's going to be quite close enough. Soiloko breaking the toe ahead. Asylum is forced to hang back in 6th for the moment. Monkey Mafia nearing the back of that. He locked up as well. Soiloko flirting with the 1-second gap as Ray is trying to get around RC. And he does. So Ray taking advantage of those fresh soft tires. Although he will have to make another stop at some point in this race. Here's Monkey Mafia showing some good pace early on. but has not been able to find his way through the field as quickly as he would have liked. Asylum was really pressuring Babon through the middle sector, but he can't get close enough where it matters down long page straight. But Babon makes a bit of a mistake through here. Let's see if Asylum can find a way through. It's at a part of the track where it's almost impossible to go side by side, so he may have to just sit beside for a moment. At the front of the grid though, Rockstar, he's cleared almost a second and a half to his teammate, so this is exactly what he would have wanted. With that safety car now, he's going to have to stay out as long as possible and clear as much of a gap as he can before making his pit stop. Presumably to the softs, you see him putting in the fastest lap of the race. That's exactly what he needs. You can see as DRS enabled this lap, Soy Loco has dropped out of the 1 second range. So we could see, there's Asylum looking to the inside. As we see Ray making up another position, but we've got Asylum trying to get past Babon. There's another yellow flag, and then there's Grim Reaper off the track at turn 1. But Asylum is looking around the outside. He's going to have to sit back in line. And that's Zog out of the race. What has happened to Zog there? And that is at the exit of turn 3. And we have another full course safety car. So both Mercedes having issues within seconds of each other. Zog's much worse than Grim Reaper. I think we're tracking on Grim Reaper, who's missed his entire front wing. But that is Zog completely out of the race. And again, the strategy changes. So we've got 4 runners yet left who are yet to stop. I'd imagine now we'd see them all in for a set of hard tires, unless they want to commit to a set of softs, which is definitely something you can do here. But with the free safety car, we may see them elect to come in. I don't think we'll see anybody outside the top 4 take advantage of the safety car. Let's see. Both AlphaTauri staying out, Soy Loco and Babon coming in. So more splitting of the strategies. Is that Adri back in as well? So that's interesting. Adri and RD, both Ferraris, once again double stacking. And once again giving up track position for the favorable tire. We are just about within range to take the mediums to the end. See Babon as well serving that 5-second penalty. And he's going into a set of hards and fixing a wing change. So a 3-for-1 for Babon there. Adri back on, or that's RC and Adri in fact back onto the mediums. Which is going to be beneficial for the rest of his race. And he manages to come back out in 8th on the freshest tires of the grid. So that is crucial. It is a shame those Mercedes, they've been running well so far this season, just have not been able to have any luck whatsoever. So we're getting back to the front of the grid, back behind the safety car once again. We've got both AlphaTauris out front, neither of them who have pitted yet. Then you've got Asylum and Monkey Mafia behind on the medium tires. Perhaps trying to take those to the end of the race. And if they do, that is trouble for the AlphaTauris. Because Rockstar and Cowboy, they would have to clear about a 20-second gap if they wanted to end up back out in front of Asylum by the time their pit cycle rolls around, perhaps in about 10 to 15 laps. That is going to be quite the challenge, especially with Asylum being on much fresher tires, and he may be able to overtake them straight away on this restart, which we should be getting back underway next time around. We're also tracking Ray in 5th place at the moment, the only driver left who elected for the soft tires on the last safety car. We know he's going to have to make another stop in this race, but he has been able to make up some considerable ground already with his red walled tires. They've already been worn considerably now, up to 5 laps on that stint so far. Let's see if he can have more of the same success on this restart. Grim Reaper able to get in and out of the pits, fix that wing, back on a fresh set of tires, and back up to the rear of the field. So he's been given a reset button there. So Rockstar will lead them to this restart once again. About halfway through the life of those mediums, you could probably take them about 20 to 25 laps fairly comfortably. But he's gonna have quite the challenge defending from everybody on the fresher tires behind. So we've got essentially 3 groups of drivers in terms of pit stops. Rockstar and Cowboy, who have not yet pitted. Then the 5 drivers, on the 5-lap old tires that pitted under the last safety car. Then everyone starting with Adri in 8th place on brand new sets of tires. But the safety car will be in this lap and we'll be back underway. Still not yet at halfway. We're going to have 22 laps to go when we get restarted. Rockstar is going to control the field once again. Looks like he's gone quite early. He kept the momentum up pretty high. Cowboy sticking fairly with him, but Asylum is fairly close as they go down the pit straight. Don't think he's going to be close enough, just not enough straight. He might have an opportunity in turn 2 if he can set it up properly. Rest of the field staying put for the moment. Not quite close enough this time, and Ray is losing out on a position to Hightower. And on the softs, that's not what he would have wanted. So maybe a bit of a mistake through turn 1. But regardless, Ray down into 6th. Let's track Adri on the freshest tires in the field. He's got Sam just ahead, who's on the hards. He's the leading hard runner in this race. Let's see how fast Adri can make work of him. Back up to Asylum. He's running 3rd in the net lead of this race, I believe. Assuming he does not have to make another stop. Well, that safety car is going to help his tire wear. He is right on the back of Cowboy. But he's not going to have DRS for these first 2 laps, which is not going to be ideal. Considering you almost need DRS to make a move through anywhere on this track. Nearly pushing Cowboy through turn 12 there. Or, excuse me, 13, yes. He didn't get the best run that he would have wanted. Ray's back on the outside of Hightower. Tried to get it around the outside at the final corner, but wasn't close enough. Let's see if he can use the grip down the pit straight and set himself up into turn 1, maybe turn 2. Looking to the outside, now the inside. Adri's right on the back of Sam as well, but not going to be able to make it. Ray and Hightower side by side into turn 2. Of course, no DRS. Who's going to have the better braking into turn 2? Hightower's got the line. Ray's trying to go the long way around. He's going to have the inside for turn 3, and he makes the move stick. So just behind his Williams teammate up into 5th. Hightower not going to be able to fight that back. Sam is just on the back as well as Adri, who's going to want to get through as quickly as possible. Asylum is still behind Cowboy, and this is allowing Rockstar to pull a little bit of a gap at the front of the field. You can see how close Adri can get to the middle sector, but just nowhere to get through on this portion of the lap. You could maybe go for a send into this corner here, but he's not going to be close enough. He's got Soy Loco pressuring now from behind, which is going to add another wrinkle to this battle. We've got Asylum on the back of Cowboy here. Of course, still no DRS yet. We'll have to see if he can get himself close enough. Ray's on the back of Monkey Mafia as well, so perhaps a bit of team orders through there. No one else seeming to be close enough. But that is a brilliantly executed switch by the Williams team. A bit interesting considering Ray is nearing the end of his softs tire life. But it could work out for the better for him. Sam has been able to keep up pace with Hightower, considering he's on the harder tire. That's Ray, who's gone into the wall. And he's not yet out of the race, but that is going to be devastating for his strategy. Ray all the way to the back of the grid. As that's what Loco had to look around the outside of Hightower, but wasn't able to make it stick. So just after making the switch with his teammates, Ray has gone for a spin at the exit of turn 3. And now another yellow flag. That's RC who's gone off in the middle sector. The drivers all the way up and down the field having issues, but we take a look at the gaps now with Ray having that issue. The top 3 have broken away massively, which is exactly what all of them would like to see, actually. It's going to be interesting to watch. If these guys elect to go for the hard strategy, we should see them in the next couple laps. Otherwise, you can assume they'll be coming to the softs. Asylum with DRS. Cowboy running out of DRS. Asylum going to the inside. Can he make it stick? He runs a little bit deep, and he's forced to give the position back. Adri closing up to the back of Sam as well. It's not yet been able to make up any progress since the restart. I was a bit surprised he came into the pits for the fresher set of tires, but must have thought his pace would be better on the mediums. But he's just been stuck in traffic for the moment. I agree, Timo. He was already in a tough spot having to pit again, and then losing all that time. That's not what he would have wanted, but still a long way to go. We're just about now at the halfway point of the race. And we've seen already the prevalence of safety cars in this week. Cowboy picking up a time penalty. So that's another thing to keep an eye on here as we approach the second half of the race. Asylum's been close the last couple times around. This fresher medium is starting to pay off, and let's see if he can finally find his way through. Cowboy gets the better run out of the exit of the final corner. You can see that red light flashing already. It might not be enough. Asylum goes to the inside, nearly makes contact. But he's going to have the advantage. Has to leave the space. And they are still side by side. Asylum does eventually clear him into turn 2. Hightower and Monkey Mafia going side by side as well. So Hightower having a strong race, moving up into 4th. Adri still sitting behind Sam in 7th. But the big news is Asylum has cleared Cowboy. And now all he has to do is run down Rockstar. He's got 7 lap fresher tires. I don't think we'll see him back into the pits. Those mediums on the AlphaTauri of Rockstar are going to start to die off shortly. So I don't think he's going to create the gap he wants to get ahead of this group. Which is going to be absolutely critical. Gap to the leader right now would put him, I think, in about 10th or 11th by the time the pit cycle rolls around. Which puts Asylum in a good position for the moment. We've got a tight battle here. This is for 4th, all chasing Hightower. And this is the group that Rockstar would like to come out ahead of, as we see Asylum setting the fastest lap of the race. Sam's had a quiet race so far. He's sitting in 6th on hard tires, taking them to the end. So net P4 at the moment. He's got a chance to make up a couple more positions. Monkey Mafia's got a huge run into turn 2. Thought about sending it up the inside. Thought wisely and backed out of it. But that's going to compromise Sam's run a little bit through turn 2. And everybody's forced to just file back in line. This is bringing Grim Reaper back into this battle as well. So a few more 3-second time penalties start to come up. Asylum is now within 1 second of Rockstar, so we should see him suck up to that rear wing fairly soon. We might have an intense battle for the lead on our hands very shortly. We've already got a battle here in the midfield. Adri's been getting close to Sam just about every corner, but he can't find enough room to get through. Ooh, Monkey Mafia running a little bit deep. Is Sam going to try to go around the outside? He's not quite going to have enough, but this is going to compromise them all through the last corner. Hightower's going to be able to get away. It's not quite cleared DRS, but he might have the ability to by the time we get back around again. Sam looking to the inside. Can he make it stick for 5th place? There's a yellow flag. That is Ray once again out of the race at the exit of turn 4. Sam having a little bit of a bobble, and another safety car has come out. And Sam has gone for a spin as well, so everything kicking off, and that is surely going to be rear wing damage. So Sam having an issue. The rear wing looks okay for there, but he's going for another spin, so those hards not performing too well, but that is Ray out of the race. And the tide changes once again. Now we've got the two AlphaTauris at near the front of the grid. Surely they're going to have to take advantage of this safety car. But I don't know if they're going to be able to take those softs to the end from here, so we might see them have to put on the hard tires. Because surely they can't stay out at this stage. And this is also not going to be what Asylum wants to see, because that's going to bring Hightower and Monkey Mafia back up to his gearbox as well when we get restarted. Rockstar's in, and Asylum is actually going to come into the pits as well. Cowboy's going to stay out, which is interesting, so he's going to avoid the double stack. Hightower staying out as well. Monkey Mafia is in, so once again the strategy just switches in half again. Adri staying out, he just put those mediums on the last safety car. So Cowboy will be the only driver left yet to stop. Hightower will be second. That'll put Adri in third place on the medium tires. Rockstar has gone to the softs. We saw him do a very good tire management situation in Baku a few weeks ago. So his goal is probably going to be taking these to the end. This safety car is going to have to help him as well. You see Sam going onto the softs as well. So once again, the turntables have turned. But a shocking decision. Cowboy has elected to stay out. 20 lap old mediums to avoid the double stack. So this is going to be a bottleneck at the front of the field. Adri is sitting in third in the best position at the moment, I would have to say. Although Hightower running in second, he's put in a very strong race himself. And we still have 14 laps to go in this race. A few time penalties to digest. Both Aston Martins, Soy Loco and Cowboy, each with 3 seconds at this stage. I think Cowboy will be the only driver we see back into the pits, barring any further safety cars, which we can't rule out of the question yet. Once again, it's been a crazy race here in Tier 2, just as we expected. Well, Power Cowboy is the leader, although still yet to stop in this race. We should get the green flag next time by. And another thing to consider, Sam, we saw him go for the spin right as the last safety car was coming out, and we saw him collide with the outside wall right there at the exit of turn 2. Did he pick up any rear wing damage in that incident? If so, that could make it a very long last 14 laps for the Aston Martin driver. Can't really see anything on the rear wing of that Aston Martin, but still a long way to go. So Rockstar, he's come out in 7th place, which is not ideal, but it's also not the worst thing that could have happened. We've got McLaren in a very strong position at the moment. Both drivers looking to go to the end and in net podium places. Although Grim Reaper would take it on penalties at the moment. I mean, a strong recovery drive after having that turn 1 incident a few safety cars ago. Finds himself 5th place at the moment, but a net 3rd place, and perhaps more. But back to the front of the grid. Safety car will be in this lap, and we're going to restart with 13 laps to go. Still a lot of time left. Tire drama, teammate drama, everything is building up for this last few laps. Who's going to get the best jump on this restart? Will anybody have guts to make a move into turn 1? Cowboy leading away the restart. And he's gone. It's been a solid restart for the top 4. Grim Reaper didn't get the best jump. Adri's surely going to try to make a move. Oh, that's RC, sorry. And he's looking to the outside. Maybe going for a switch back into turn 2, but I think Grim Reaper is just about going to manage to hang on. And he will. RC just not quite close enough. Rockstar behind on the softs. He's going to need to get through as quickly as possible because you can see the gap already forming. Soy Loco trying to get through on Adri, but not close enough. Asylum as well. He would have been net lead of this race, but he elected to choose the fresh set of tires. But it's found him back in traffic. Let's see if he can make it worth it. Almost pushing each other through the chicane. So Grim Reaper on those older hards, he's being a bit of a bottleneck right now, and this is not what all these drivers on fresh tires at the rear of the field wanted to see. Nobody's close enough. That's a big dive from Monkey Mafia, but he's able to get it stopped in time behind Asylum. He's looking to the outside. Oh, RC having a bit of a slide, is trying to take advantage on Grim Reaper. Let's see if anybody can make a move. Adri's on the back of Hightower, so jump to this battle real quick. Adri's going to the inside. And he's surely gonna have that done. We're going back to this Hornet's Nest. RC and Grim Reaper side by side just ahead of Rockstar. A little bit of contact. Oh, they're gonna go 3 wide. Rockstar's onto the grass. Asylum's gonna swing through on the outside. Monkey Mafia is lurking in the distance as well. Asylum's not about to make it clear. Grim Reaper is just ahead. RC has managed to get through. They're still side by side. That's Monkey Mafia who's gone around. Has he managed to save it? I think he's not DNF, but as Asylum has gone off. Rockstar getting another position, but Bond is getting through. And here comes Sam around the outside. Monkey Mafia getting the worst of all that. And RC is up into 5th. Insane racing through the first sector. And on all of that, we saw Adri up into the net lead of the race, past Soy Loco and Hightower, who has dropped to his McLaren teammate as well. Asylum had a bit of a moment at turn 4. He's going up the inside of a Bond. That's a nice move to get that to stick. Just ahead of both Aston Martins then. Back to Rockstar. You can see RC driving away from this pair, so Rockstar's going to want to get through as quickly as possible. We will have the DRS next time by, but that is a beautiful run out of the final corner. And he's going to go to the inside, and he's surely going to have this move done into turn 1. Not quite got him clear, but I think he's going to have the run on the exit of the corner, and he does. So Rockstar back up into 6th. Those softs are going to die off very quickly, though. And he's not going to be able to save them that much with how much he's going to have to push. Here's Asylum looking to get to the back of Grim as well. Has to cut the corner a little bit and was not quite close enough. I think Monkey Mafia may have managed to avoid wing damage. He has. He is only 10 seconds off the back of Sam, so we can't rule him out from closing back up by the end of this race. Especially with Grim Reaper parked ahead of this train at the moment. RC has managed to catch Hightower, so RC is starting to come to life here towards the end of this race. And he's dragging Rockstar with him as well. This Cowboy, I think, is going to be staying out once again. So fully committed to that soft strategy. What was that Grim Reaper who's gone around? He was having a very solid race, was on for some good points, but that is unfortunate. Rockstar is setting the fastest lap of the race. He's going to have to get through as quickly as possible. There goes RC to the inside. Rockstar trying to find a line. A little bit of contact. And now Rockstar's going to get through. Hightower's going to lose out on both places. It's on much older tires though. Now Rockstar's going to try to get 2 for 1. Around the outside, he's going to have to back out of that. Hightower's going to be too far back to capitalize. But the battle for 4th heating up. And don't look now, we've got Adri within 1 second of Cowboy ahead. And he's cleared Soy Loco, so Adri in the net lead of the race once again. Rockstar making a bit of a miss there. Luckily no one's going to be close enough to capitalize, and he should be able to pull right back up to RC. Sam on the fresh soft tires doesn't appear to having any damage hindering him. He's right on the back of his teammate. Don't think he's going to be close enough for the moment. But Monkey Mafia is closing on this gap. Don't know if he'll have enough though. And Cowboy's finally into the pits. I expect he will lose quite a few positions here, if not all of them. But that's going to promote Adri back into the race lead. Asylum on the back of Hightower. He's got a good run this time, and he's looking to the outside. We haven't seen anybody make a move around the outside into turn 1. But Asylum makes it stick. Up into 5th place. And Cowboy does come out all the way down in 10th. So not what he would have wanted. Yeah, probably would have double stacked on that last safety car, but he is only 3 seconds behind Monkey Mafia, so still a chance to gain some positions. Hightower picking up a 3-second penalty, which is going to be crucial as we get towards the business end of this Grand Prix. Tracking Rockstar, he's up to 4th at the moment. He's got quite a bit of a gap to the drivers ahead of RC, and he's going to have to baby these softs to get them to the end. Sam as well, he's worked his way back up into 7th. And he's got an opportunity to find a way past Hightower, who's running on much older tires at the moment. Don't forget Pabon as well, so still could be a good day for these Aston Martins. But Rockstar is close up to RC, who's close up to the back of Soy Loco, and he's picked up a penalty. He's run just a bit wide, and that is absolutely crucial. Now RC is going to have the DRS as well, which is only going to make things worse for Rockstar. Could see RC on the podium here. Perhaps even a Ferrari 1-2. Sam's got a good run on Hightower. I thought about looking to the inside, but makes the safe move. Lives to see another day. He's got a good run out of turn 3, but not quite going to have enough up to turn 4. Oh, Hightower makes a bit of a mistake. There's contact, and that is Sam around. And he's managed to avoid DNFing once again, but that is going to be probably major damage. The wing looks okay, but he's going to lose a couple spots to Cowboy and Monkey Mafia as well. So it's a bit of a mistake from Hightower, and Sam just with nowhere to go tried to make the move stick. And that's a tight portion of the track anyway, and he's gone for another spin at the chicane. But we're now tracking the battle for 2nd place on track. Asylum has worked his way into this as well. Let's see if RC can take advantage. Soy Loco breaking the toe. Got Rockstar behind. There goes RC around the outside. Soy Loco on the harder tires. Can Rockstar make it a 2-for-1? This is going to be tight going into turn 2. Soy Loco moves to the defensive line. Rockstar's got nowhere to go. A little bit of contact. RC doesn't get the best run. Can Rockstar capitalize? I don't think he can. Asylum's on the back of Soy Loco as well, but there's just no room up to turn 4. Soy Loco completely out of battery. But he's able to hang on to 4th place. Asylum with no penalties as well. He could be on for a podium. Rockstar, he's not going to be happy that he hasn't been able to make it through, as those softs are going to be starting to die out at any moment, and he's still got 3 seconds off of Adri ahead. Asylum has a good run on Soy Loco down here. Is he going to send it? Soy Loco takes a very defensive line, and that's Hightower out of the race. And we do have another safety car. Is anybody going to dive in? Rockstar is going to go in. Soy Loco's in as well. Asylum thinking about it, but he's going to stay out. So we have our 4th safety car of the race. Both Ferraris had already gone past the pit lane. Asylum electing to stay out. But this is going to be great for Rockstar. He's going to be able to get off those softs, and he's not going to lose any positions. So now I think if you're the Ferraris ahead, you absolutely have to commit to staying out at this point. Pitting back onto the softs would only put you back at the rear of the field, and we saw how difficult it is to overtake. As you see everybody electing for the set of soft tires. Asylum has stayed out on the mediums as well. He's gained a net 1 position, maybe 2 positions. Could not tell exactly where he was. He's gained a net 2 positions by staying out, and it may yet be worth it. considering how difficult we've seen it to be to pass, and that everybody behind him is currently on a time penalty. But both Ferraris, each on 17 lap old mediums. And this has worked out brilliantly for Adri. RC not so much. Because it's going to be RC against a wave of attackers behind. And Adri will just be able to scamper away while RC defends. We still have penalties that could definitely play a factor. Everybody on 3 seconds outside the top 3 and Grim Reaper. Plus Cowboy with 6 seconds, which is going to be crucial. So even with 6 laps to go, still more twists and turns to this Hungarian Grand Prix. We'll get those penalties up. We'll keep an eye on the tires as well, but we just know everybody on soft tires outside of the top 3. Adri and RC on much older mediums, and Asylum also on mediums, but a little bit fresher. I think we'll probably get back going this time by, so we're going to restart with 4 laps to go. We're only going to have DRS for the last 2 laps of this race. I think the Ferraris are going to manage to be okay. I think we could see a Ferrari 1-2 here. Although saying that may have jinxed it the way their season has been. Asylum is the only real threat to them at the moment, considering the rest of the grid is on 3 seconds, and even on fresh softs, that's going to be an awful big ask. So more late drama, our 4th safety car of the night. And we should get the signal here any second. Safety car in this lap. Adri will lead the field away. Ten runners left. 7 on the back, 7 on softs. The front 3 on old mediums. We knew strategy was going to be a factor, and here we go. Which strategy is going to play off? 4 laps to go. It looks like Adri's gone. He's tried to time the jump well. Looks like Asylum got a very good run. Can he get past RC? It would be absolutely crucial if he could. Tracking Soy Loco on the back of Rockstar as well. Asylum going around the outside of turn 1. A little bit of contact. And he's going to have to stay behind Rockstar. Looking the inside, then the outside. Not able to make any moves. Soy Loco, a big dive into turn 2. Runs right over the curb. And nobody changes any positions. Rockstar, a huge run on the inside of Asylum. Up to 3rd. He had to make the move, stick there at a very daring position, and he did. The rest of the field hanging in tight behind, but Adri's not been able to scamper away. Rockstar's going to have to clear RC as quickly as possible. RC going to do his best defensive driving job. But look how quickly Rockstar is on the back. Those mediums are very old for the Ferraris. And with a 3-second gap that he's got to pull, you'd have to imagine he's going to need to get this move done before turn 2. Was that Cowboy's had an issue at the back of the field? Yes. Cowboy has had an issue and lost lots of time. You can just see the grip advantage Rockstar has at the final corner. He's very close. But Bond's going to get by Soy Loco as well. RC defending. Rockstar trying to find a way through. And RC manages to hang on to 2nd place, which is absolutely massive. There's quite some defensive driving going on down that pit straight, but looked very solid to me. Is Rockstar going to go for it at turn 4? I think he has to. And he's going to look for it. A little bit of contact, and he's going around. And he's into the wall. He's managed to not DNF, but that is going to be his shot at the race win over. Bond is now up to 4th. He made it past Soy Loco. And I think that has just sealed the race win for Adri. DRS, it will be enabled this time by, but I don't think anybody has enough time. Sam picked up another 3-second penalty in all of that. And that was a move, Rockstar, he went for it up the inside of the turn 4. It was a move he had to make. It was definitely going to be tough no matter what. But he couldn't afford to spend another lap behind RC. Let's see if Asylum can find a way through. He's got pressure medium, so this race is not over. 2 laps to go. Asylum looking to the outside. He could be setting us up for turn 2. He's got a much better run and he's going to have the DRS. But he's going to have to go around the outside if he wants to make it stick, and he's going to go for it. RC doing his best Alonso impression and will hold on to 2nd. Very nice, clean driving there. And that's Rockstar out of the race. It was very unfortunate. But with just 1 lap to go, I think he still is going to get points for that, but that will be disappointing if he didn't. RC doing a very good Alonso impression at the moment. I think it's going to seal the race win for Adri. Oh, Cowboy and Soy Loco going side by side. Grim Reaper is going to take advantage around the outside. I think Soy Loco may have picked up wing damage. But back up to the battle for the podium. Asylum could still get past RC for 2nd place. I think the race win is going to be out of the question at this point. But Bond is closed back up as well. He does have the 6 seconds, so he's not going to be a factor in the podium. In fact, Grim Reaper, actually I think he's going to be just a bit too far back to jump them. RC getting the DRS from his teammates. Very tactical from Adri, as you can see the gap. Oh, Asylum, a big dive bomb to the inside. I was surprised he made that work, but he has. And now if he can run down Adri, he might have a chance. And RC is going to lose out to Babon as well. He's going to gain that position back on penalties. But that is Babon now up in the 3rd. Asylum, he's only half a second off now on the final lap of the race. His only real shot's going to be into turn 12. He's going to have to get close enough before then to have a look. I don't think there'll be any other major position shakeups, so we're just tracking this. I think he's going to be 1 lap too late, but we'll see if he can make a late lunge. Looks like Adri's going to have it just about sealed off if he doesn't make a mistake there. Looking clean for the Ferrari driver. So in a race with strategy drama from start to finish, 4 safety cars, rain in qualifying, through the final couple of the corners by just about half a second. Asylum making a big send, but it's not going to be enough. It's going to be Adri just about taking the race win. Asylum only 0.2 of a second behind. RC onto the podium. But Bond jumping up to 4th. Cowboy's going to be 5th, but Grim Reaper's going to jump both. So a very good result for Grim Reaper. What a race. Soy Loco will finish 7th. Sam is going to cross the line 8th, but that's going to be Monkey Mafia taking home the position. I need to take a breath now. That was an insane finish to the race. 1 more lap and Asylum would have won the race. 2.9 tenths of a second was the gap. So Adri, the championship leader, taking home another race victory. Let's take one last look through the finishing orders. It's Adri taking home the race win, Asylum in 2nd, RC finishing 3rd for a Ferrari double podium. That's Grim Reaper in 4th, Babon is in 5th, and Cowboy, Soy Loco, Monkey Mafia, Sam, and Rockstar running up the top 10. I believe Rockstar will still be classified. Then we also have Hightower, Ray, Zyke, and Nico did not finish this race. So, that was an insane race. We're going to get the podium finishers into the party. I'm trying to get RC in here. RC_7. Okay. All right. I don't think it was let me get Adrian into the party just yet. Alright. So welcome to the Podium Asylum. We're just waiting on both Ferrari drivers.
Thank you.
It was a fantastic race to watch. I will say that. We'll give it another second here. Welcome, RC.
Hey.
I don't think it was letting me invite Adri to the party, so.
Yeah, he's going to bed.
Alright.
Because it's 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah. Yep, definitely get that. So, congratulations, guys. It was a fantastic race to watch. Lots of drama. We'll start with RC. Finished third place. It was a pretty quiet race from you until the end of the race. How did it go from your perspective?
Yeah, going okay first stint, and then I think Mafia had me get into the chicane. Spun me round and put me about 7 seconds down. But those safety cars came out and played a part in it, so yeah, I was happy to see those.
Exactly.
Pitted under both the first and second safety car, and went to the end on medium. Sorry.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was put under some pressure at the end there by Rockstar and by Simon. So yeah, I'm shaking too.
Yeah, it was intense to watch. It had to be intense to drive. I saw multiple safety cars. Both times you double stacked with Adri. Was that the plan all along, or was that any sort of Ferrari teamwork going on there?
Yeah, we're playing the long game. We knew that the mediums could, well, the hards could go basically the whole race, and the mediums could go 20 plus laps. So I think we just thought, if there's no more safety cars, we're in a good position. If there's no safety car, we can always pit. But yeah, we were just planning on going to the end on the mediums.
Exactly,
So
yeah.
and the race came to us because the guys at the front had to pit, and they pitted and came out behind us and couldn't pass. That's the way the track is.
Yeah, definitely played out in your favor, having only 4 laps to go on that restart. So congratulations, Arcida.
I think I'd have got P2 if we hadn't had the safety car.
Yep, that was definitely something we were looking like you were on for, but still a good result for you.
Yeah, I think Asylum had like 4 laps younger tyres. I think he pit out for mediums under the first shift, or sorry, after we pitted.
Yeah, I think the gap was about 8 laps or something.
Yeah, but no, a good return for Ferrari today.
Exactly. Yep. Good to see both Ferraris on the podium. So now we'll move on to Asylum.
We've been threatening it. We've been threatening it.
Yeah, it's been like that all year. Finally got it, and both of them on in one race. So
yeah,
that'll be good for your season. And we'll move on to Asylum. A bit of an up and down race for you, but you did have good pace all along.
Yeah, I can't say anything about my pace. I mean, I practiced my butt off this week. But yeah, the first stint with the softs, I didn't know if that was going to work out, but I did. If that safety car didn't happen, I would have made it last till about 8 or 9 laps. So I was doing good on tires, but
yeah, that was definitely a good call there for you. Got a little bit lucky with the safety car, but that's how it goes. You put it under the first safety car for the mediums. Was it your plan to take those all the way to the end initially?
No, not so much. I think the plan was to kind of ride those out. Actually, I could have stayed out with Rockstar and Mopawa, but I decided to go in and take the safe route. It didn't hurt me at all. I mean, it put me back behind. I forget who that was in that stint, but yeah. After that, I had fresh tires, and I believe, just like RC said, it was probably about 4 to 5 laps younger. So I was banking on that.
Exactly, yeah. It worked out in your favor in the end. So towards the end of that race, after that last restart, we saw there was quite a bit of action all up and down the field. How was it trying to get those moves done, knowing that you had the fresher tires?
Oh, that last 3 laps was insane. So I want to personally apologize to Soy Loco. I got a little wheel spin coming out of the middle chicane there, and I slowed right up on him, and he smacked the rear end of me. But that was not intentional. But yeah, I was kind of scared with the guys who pitted behind me, because they had fresh softs. So I was really just trying to figure out what the best strategy. So I just had to park my car wherever it was, and that's really what it was about.
That's the same concern I had. The soft runners at the end, and Adri thought that he made a mistake by staying out.
Yeah.
But I don't know what happened at the end with Rockstar. I held my line going into the left-hander at turn 4. Did he spin on the curb?
Yeah, well, yeah, you guys, he spun on the apex. He almost saved it. He almost saved it, but his wing touched it.
Yeah, I
think he got. Did he get? Was it maybe Monkey Mafia the lap before in the same corner?
I think so. Yeah. No, that was me. I got pushed.
Okay.
I was riding on board for that. I knew he was going to go for it, because I knew he wanted to get through, and he had to. It was tight. I couldn't really tell right away what exactly happened, but it was definitely a tight move through there. But
yeah, it always is through that corner. It's anyone going side by side there. It's a risky move.
Exactly. Yeah, something he had to do though. But we'll wrap that up here.
And I wasn't backing out of it.
Exactly. Nobody would.
Hey, shout out to PowerPoint Race Team. They helped me all this week. So hell yeah. Love you guys.
Awesome, glad to hear it. So we're going to wrap things up here. It's been a fantastic race, very entertaining to watch. Congratulations to the podium, RC, Asylum, and Adri, who could not be with us for this tonight, but we're going to wrap that up here. We've got Tier 3 tomorrow night from Hungary. We'll catch you tomorrow night.